She wanted to call Barbad to find out where Reza was. She remembered that he didn't answer his phone at these times, although he had said that he was an exception. That's why she wrote, "Whenever you see your phone, send me Reza's address and address. I want to see him, of course I'll be careful that he doesn't see me." And she sent it. She entered a restaurant to eat there. After the story of Rassam working as a cook in his house and the story of Shada and her divorce, and Rassam's love for her and the story of Reza who first proposed to Mona Jar as a person named Amir. And she had ruined the wedding when she recognized him. But her sister, with her strange, crazy and self-harming love and companionship, had still stayed by his side despite the beatings and Reza's violent and brutal relationship, and her voice was not heard. Only because of the feeling that Reza had as love for Say and that unlike others, she chose and endured prison. And that Mona, willingly and with threats, was taking revenge on him. To force Say to surrender and accept her love and work in his company. And finally, that crazy torture and suicide with Mona and the car catching fire when it fell into the valley and they were both rescued despite severe injuries and burns. The lawsuit she filed against Reza to completely put him to shame, and Rassam, who had a hard time accepting the separation due to his and her mental conditions. He lived completely away from her family and apart. Eid and New Year or Eid al-Fitr made no difference to him. Barbad had also imposed himself on her in a way by force, so that she would not live too far from the world and others. Although Barbad spent most of his time with his friends and clients, he would respect the privacy and solitude that she needed and at the same time not to expel Say from his life. Her phone rang. She looked at her phone. The message was from Barbad. "I know you won't give up until I tell you and you don't understand. This is the address you want. But for God's sake, don't be a fool and be careful. He has nothing to lose. Neither the company nor his face nor his body nor Mona nor even you. This makes him very dangerous. He will get into trouble and disappear. Don't forget Mona and your imprisonment." Say glanced at the address and grinned. After eating, she went to the address. "Where exactly is the north of the city? Where is this?" The alleys and houses made of handmade materials with minimal facilities on the outskirts of Tehran. His people and his clothes were surprising to them and a sign of his stability. She looked at the houses. Which one of these houses did Reza live in? A young boy came forward and said, "Hello, madam. Are you looking for something here?" "Yes, someone, a man." "A man? Are you related to him?" "No." "Who is it now? The local sheriff?" The boy came forward and said, "No. But a woman like you and these clothes and that car. It's surprising." "What is Smith?" "Amir." "Well, Mr. Amir, I'm looking for someone named Reza Kabiri. He just got out of prison and has burns on his face and body. We have someone like that, but his name is Elias Mozaffari." Say grinned. Amir said, "What? Still 7 lines. The prison hasn't fixed him." Amir looked at the woman, whose eyes couldn't be seen behind her sunglasses. He looked at her. He didn't like these arrogant or flirtatious women from the north of the city, or those who had just come of age. "You obviously don't have a good relationship with him. He sits at the end of this alley. What is he doing now?" "He's a porter in the market." Say started laughing and said, "Porter in the market? The great Reza Kabiri? My God. This should have been done from the beginning." She opened her bag and took a 50,000 rupee travel document to Amir and continued, "A photo of her face, his name, his address, and the address of his landlord, and that you watch out for where he goes, when he comes and goes, and that he doesn't suddenly disappear. This is for a start. Be aware of everything." Even the police. They won't come to you or him. Do you have an offer? If you don't have one, and just take the money and make a mess. I'll take it back twice, or maybe more. Amir said, "Are you showing me your money and you threatening me? I can do something to you right here that will make you cry all the way home." He stepped forward. He was tall and fit. Saric was also ready to perform the training that Barbad and one of his criminal friends had taught him. Amir wanted to make a move to scare the woman, but felt something cold and sharp on his neck. And he stopped moving. Saric chuckled and shook his head and said, "You have a good figure and a good arm. You may be much stronger than me, but this time you looked in the wrong direction. With one move of this knife, I would have cut your neck so that you wouldn't even know it. Now back off. I don't care about you. If I wanted, I could make a line on this beautiful girl-killing body that even the best doctors couldn't handle." Amir raised his hands in a sign of surrender and peace and stepped back a little. "It doesn't suit you to be fast and sharp. Your prestige will be ruined. When you go to prison for a few years and your friends and comrades are all drug dealers, you learn everything, even how to get along with big guys. Drug dealers. So he really makes good money. I didn't sell drugs, nor did I touch him. But I was their neighbor. Are you going to do it now, or should I look for someone else?" Amir reached out and grabbed one side of the bill. But Say held it in her hand for a while and then let it go. Amir took the bill in his hand and smiled.